Happy Monday. We are live from Disney's Animal Kingdom Resort. And we are at Jumbo House. So excited to be here. Just taking it all in. Good morning, Lynette. Welcome. What a beautiful Monday morning it is here in Orlando, Florida. A little bit chilly, but just cool enough to make it feel like fall. So excited that you're all here with me this morning. We're gonna go on a little stroll, see some animals. Oh, I already see I think it's a pelican out there. I don't know if you guys can see, but he was flapping his wings right over there. Good morning, Lady Kirk. We're gonna head outside in just a minute. But the sun is rising a little bit earlier now that we had the time change, so that's a good thing. We can see more things. Hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. You relaxed, rejuvenated a little bit. Hey, Christina. Ghost host, welcome. Yeah, it's a little crisp out. A little bit crispy. And I'm in shorts, so it's a little cold. But hopefully as the day goes on, it'll heat up. When that sun comes up, it'll feel good. Let's see. What have we got here? Wow. Hey, Mark Mueller, welcome. Look at these guys just hanging out. Or maybe are they storks? I think they're storks. Super cute. You know I love my birds. Christina has an interview. Send her all the good vibes. Ooh. Good luck to you, Christina. I know you're gonna kill it. You're gonna be great. Hey, Captain Kirk. Hey, Kirks, I loved seeing all your Christmas pictures. Your little Christmas sweaters here at Disney. It was so cute. Oh, goodness. So I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you've been around for a while, welcome back. Appreciate you being here. Give yourself a pat on the back for starting out your morning on the right foot. We know there's a lot of noise and negativity out there, but hey, we like to start our Mondays out with some motivation, feeling good, ready to take on the week. So I appreciate you being here. I acknowledge you for taking time out of your day just for you, maybe to learn something new, maybe to reflect, maybe just to take a moment and have a cup of coffee and hang out with me. WDW Stream Finder, hello. Yes, it is a new week. Good morning. White pelicans, yeah, but I feel like, why doesn't this thing tell me? This thing is not giving me information. I thought they were like, they look like pelicans, but I also thought stork, I don't know, with webbed feet. Yeah, I don't know, I don't really know, but maybe, sure. They're cute, they're just having a moment. We're gonna talk about the book Do Hard Things by Steve Magness. The full description, the full title is in the description below, so you can check that out. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about what I did this weekend. So many fun things. I wanna like stand up here because I'm short, guys, and I wanna be able to show you what these little cuties are doing. What else? I want to appreciate you all for being here. If you haven't already hit that like button, please do. It's good karma, right? You put out good into the world, it comes back at you. And it's going to help pump the stream out to more and more people, spreading that positivity on a Monday morning. So I always say it's good vibes. Hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Turn on the bell for all notifications so you'll be notified every time I go live. I apologize. Last week I did want to go live Tuesday morning, but I had a conflict that I totally forgot about. So maybe tomorrow. So that's why I always say turn on the bell so you'll be notified every time I go live. I did want to do a little yoga Tuesday morning at Saratoga Springs. So maybe that's a possibility this week. So you never know. You never know. Thank you, Captain Kirk. Yeah. I did a half marathon in Savannah on Saturday. They're American white pelicans. Okay, there we go. White pelicans from America. We love it. Yeah, so I went to Savannah, left on Friday, did a little race on Saturday, walked around yesterday. It was a beautiful weekend in Savannah. A little bit chilly in the morning, but that's totally fine. It was like the perfect temperature before it got too cold to run. But it really felt nice to be in like my favorite city of all time. Savannah is super quaint, super cute. So I had the best time. It was just the most beautiful race I think I've ever done. Definitely would do it again. Highly, highly suggest. And I thought, since everything is like very old and quaint, I thought that there'd be a lot more like brick roads or cobblestones that we were going to run on. And honestly, there was just a tiny, tiny stretch. And they did a really good job of like giving us a good course without all of that. So it was actually better than I thought it would be. So truly loved it. And let me turn this around. Hold on. Oh, wearing my Savannah Southern half sweatshirt because I had just the best time. They had a little expo on Friday, so they had all like different gear and things like that. And I spent a little too much money, but it's okay because I got some great souvenirs and I just had the best time. Also, a new thing that I did that I'm doing this actually forever now. I thought I was in on like, I like the Stinger gummies with the electrolytes. I thought I liked those for the half marathons because I started out with those and I thought they did a good job of fueling me throughout my half marathons. No, I forget the name of it. I have to look when I get back home, but they have these like salt tablets. Okay, I don't know if anyone is a runner and knows about this, but these salt tablets, but they're flavored. Okay, one of my really good friends, she's a runner. She turned me on to these and absolute game changer. See, these say pink-backed pelican, but those don't have pink backs. But I will be doing this every single time. Absolute game changer. You could feel it work within like minutes, and it just gave me a boost of energy. So I took one at 4 miles, then again at 8 miles, and then again at 11 miles. Because usually by 11 miles, I am like, when are we going to be done with this thing? I'm over it. Game changer. So I'm going to be doing that every time, something that I've changed up. So if you're a runner and you want to know more about that, or if you've used them, let me know, because I'm a big fan. Ooh, we have some wildebeest over here. Okay. Really not supposed to be climbing, but it's okay. I figured we were going to see some animals this morning because, again, like the sun is rising a lot faster and because of the time change, and we get to see more animals, so that's exciting. Hey, Bells. Good morning. Yeah, so all in all, it was a great weekend. Got to see some beautiful Savannah Spanish moss trees. Like, that just fills my cup. I got to hang out with one of my besties all weekend. And what is super cute is one of my former students that I basically had all 4 years of high school. He was living 30 minutes away from Savannah, so he came and met up with me to say hello. So it was so nice to see a former student. It was just really a wonderful weekend. Filled my cup. Had a great time. If you want to see more like pictures and things like that, you can follow me on Instagram, Learning with Law 55. I am open to the public, so you don't have to request me. But you can check that out. I'm going to be posting some more pictures and video today, but it was just really a wonderful weekend. Truly loved it. And I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Whether you did something super fun and exciting or just hung out and relaxed, like you needed that. Whatever it is that you did, you needed in that moment. So hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna try and get a little bit closer to these animals. I wanna see if we can, because it looks like some cattle is in the background too. I don't know what that is. I can't really tell from where we are. Yeah. Captain Kirk. It's just, it gives me life. And I was so close to getting a PR. Like within 2 minutes, I would have had a PR. I was so upset. I was like, ah. But I think, honestly, the trees just gave me life. It was something about those trees. But yeah, so it was me and my friend Kaylee, and then my other friend Charla, and she actually got a PR, so I was really proud of her. She was sub 2 hours, so I was like, damn, good for you, girl. But yeah, that would be a great goal for myself too. One day. Okay, look at this. We got lots of animals hanging out. Super cute. Look at the views this morning. I'm obsessed. If you haven't already hit that like button, I mean, come on now. Do it for these animals. Is that Ancoli cattle in the background? Possibly. Looks like it. Definitely some wildebeest. And the American white pelican. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, we are here at Jumbo House. We are going to go for a walk to head towards Kadani Village. There's more animals over there as well, so I definitely want to check them out. And maybe we'll see some flamingos. Ooh, I think I see way off in the distance over there some zebra. Some zebras. I don't know if you guys can see, but way, way back in the distance. There's one moving between the trees too. Lots of animals out this morning. Super cool. All right, I know the quality isn't the greatest when I zoom in like that, but look at these cuties hanging out. All right. Let's go for a walk. Okay. My legs are a little bit sore, so bear with me. But it's good because we did a lot of walking after the half. I think the day of the half, my friend recorded our steps, and we did over 40,000 steps because we also had to walk a mile to the race because of where our hotel was, and they closed off a lot of streets, so we were going to Uber, but that didn't really work out. So we walked a mile to the race, and then we were fortunate enough to have a bus take us like kind of back towards where we were, but yeah, we did a lot of walking, and then we just like enjoyed the day and just a lot. We were in bed by 7 p.m., so that's what's good. All right. So we are going to talk about the book, Do Hard Things. Very excited about this book. Again, like I said, 50-page rule. I'm past 50 pages, but I'm trying to give it a shot. We'll see what happens. If it's something that I feel like is not giving me that much value, we will move on. This is an interesting little plant there. Yes. Well, Captain Kirk, when I was walking in, pressure washers were out in the front. So we might be seeing those in a little bit. But yes, it's a Monday morning stream if you hear some cast members hard at work. That's just how we roll here. But we love it because we know that they're taking care of our favorite place. So you can't complain about that, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this lobby. Gorge. Actually, let me just take a little walk around this area here and then we'll head outside. So with this book, Do Hard Things, again, in the beginning, talking about redefining what we consider to be what it means to be tough or strong and things like that. We talked about last time, like the extreme, masculinity, people that are like outwardly trying to show off that they are strong are not always the strongest people, right? So we talked about that last time. If you missed it, definitely go back, check out that stream. Yeah, the lobby is ridiculous. Let's see if we can see any animals out here. I don't think so. They're all on the other side. That's okay. It's still, if you have not had a chance to stay here, this gorgeous resort, I highly, highly recommend because you can wake up and just see some beautiful animals in the morning. I've seen giraffes when I woke up one morning and just enjoyed my espresso on the balcony. It was just super, super beautiful. So I love staying at this resort. One of my faves. All right, back inside. And they do such a great job of like decor as well. Like the theming is ridiculous. So yeah, Captain Kirk, I haven't seen any. Maybe over at Kidani they'll have more, but I think it's kind of strange that I really haven't seen any here. So that's why I want to make a trip over there. Just kind of strange. I even went downstairs before to just take a look down there. Nothing going on as far as Christmas decorations. So I thought that was weird. I love that I haven't done one of these, but they do tours here in the resort as well and kind of show you like the different artifacts around the resort. I would love to do that because it is free. I just don't know when. But I just think it's a super fun, like little bonus. Like you're staying here, why not? So let's go on a little journey. In this book, they talk a lot about like the Navy SEALs and the Marines and all the things, and talk about how like they kind of redefined how we look at toughness, right? And, as far as like coaches and leaders and things like that, they've adopted and adapted things from the military. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And how we as people, as a society, kind of view the things that they do, as far as like their training and their boot camp. But in the book, it talks about how the Navy SEALs Hell Week wasn't designed as a method to toughen up and develop soldiers, but the goal was basically to separate those who could survive the rigor of war to those to kind of see who could handle the stress they were about to face. It's not about like toughening them up. It was kind of like, let's see who can handle this type of thing. And I think that, as like coaches or leaders or teachers or parents or anybody in a position of quote unquote power, we kind of changed or looked at that idea a little bit differently. I don't know where I'm actually going, so let's go down this way. Okay. So it wasn't meant to, maybe boot camp was, but when you're talking about like Hell Week, especially for the Navy SEALs, it was more about like seeing who could handle these major stressors and who can't, right? And I don't, and that's again, dealing with war and things like that doesn't mean that us as civilians need to put ourselves through that, because we're not going to be in combat every single day, and I can get on a whole tangent about that. But I just find it interesting that perceptions that people have, I'm just going in a circle. I don't know. Maybe I'll walk through these here. I act like I've never done this before. How many streams have I had here, guys? What am I doing? Here we go. Just through the bamboo. We're fine. But I just thought it was interesting to hear that perspective too, of like, this is what people think, or the reasoning behind it is, but in reality, it's more of like to see who could survive the rigor. So in sports, we equate that into a means of development. Okay. So in sports, like the hell week for that is like, oh, we got to toughen you up for, this tournament, or if you want to make the team, or whatever the case may be. But we mistook that sorting portion of the military as a means of development. So it really changed how people looked at that concept. Then he goes on to talk about how soldiers in battle and like emergency workers, kind of the same, when they experience a catastrophe or the trauma of physical abuse, like someone who goes through like physical abuse, you all experience this idea of disassociation. And he talks a lot about that. And this, I don't think, is a foreign concept to many people, but the idea of disassociation is basically like the feeling of being detached, as if your mind has like hit the eject button to get you through the experience. And you can think a lot about that with like psychology, right? And talking about different types of disorders and things that people kind of adapt as a way of coping with trauma, right? And you can think about different types of mental illness and things like that, but that's what disassociation is like your ego, your mind is trying to protect itself and basically disassociate or make you feel like you are not in the moment experiencing whatever it is that you're experiencing. So they talked a lot about that and how, if you are in the military, if you're an emergency worker, or if you're experiencing any type of physical abuse, that is like your mind's first line of defense. What's happening there? Okay. All right. Sorry, this is like not the most beautiful view, but we are going on a quick little walk to Kidani Village, and it's going to be worth it. So bear with me, guys. Yeah, Captain Kirk. So it's a way of compartmentalizing, but also it's to the extreme. It's not like, okay, this is happening, let me put it over here to the side. It's like you're removing your mind, your brain from like almost like wanting to have it not experience that. So that's why some people have like severe amnesia or black out certain experiences in their life because they are disassociating. So it's like far more intense than compartmentalizing an experience that has happened. So why is this important? Why are we talking about this in a book that says do hard things? It's basically to understand, where society has basically gotten the idea of like how we show toughness and how we experience it in our own lives. And we need to basically redefine it, because that's not a healthy way of going through life, right? We're not soldiers in battle. Not all of us are emergency workers, right? So just knowing that like these different ways of coping, we don't need to necessarily go through these traumatic experiences to also be tough people. So that's kind of where the book is taking us. And that's kind of what I'm taking away from it. And I've talked about this on other streams, but again, it's like I'm reading things so that I can learn and grow and I can share it with you guys. But I'm just giving you my perception of the things that I'm reading, right? And kind of expanding on it. But if you read this book, maybe you would take something else from it. So if anything interests you in the things that I'm talking about, go out there and buy the book or listen to the audio and see what you get from it. But again, this is like my snapshot of what I've read, right? It's the Cliff Notes version. It's my perception. It's through my lens. So just take it as you will. And, whatever resonates with you, excellent. Hold on to that. Whatever doesn't resonate with you, tap into it. Think about why maybe it doesn't, or maybe you want to know more about something. I think that's so important as human beings for us to be inquisitive and always ask questions and want to learn more. Look at this guy with the nut in his mouth. Oh. Yeah, okay. I'm not a big squirrel person because they freak me out here at Disney because they just get way too close. And they're like cats. They just pounce, and I just can't handle that. You never know what they're going to do. All right. Anywho, let's keep moving. We're coming up to Kidani, and I really hope they have some Christmas decorations. Let's check it out. I love how the trees are changing color, too. Gorge. I have to say, driving, because we drove to Savannah, driving up, past Jacksonville and obviously into Georgia, it was just nice to see the foliage and the trees changing colors. It was just nice because you don't get a lot of that here in Orlando, but it was just super nice. What a weekend. Ooh, water just dripped on me. That's okay. Waiting for the bus. All right, what do we think? Do we think we're going to see some Christmas decorations? Maybe a tree? I'm hoping we got something going on. Let's see what happens. But regardless, it's a beautiful resort to be hanging out at in the morning, especially on a Monday morning. Jump starting our week. We're feeling good. So either way, I'm having a great time, and I hope you are too. I was talking to my friend Kaylee because she was the one that, Captain, I hope so too. She was the one that came with me and ran the half marathon. We also did 75 hard together. She's actually going to be on the live stream when we do the one word for 2026, and I'm super pumped, and I think I have my one word, so I'm very excited to share that with you guys. So that I'm thinking in December, beginning of December. That's kind of my hope. It's happening with the doors. Okay. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. No tree, nothing. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what's going on, but I do want to go in here because I might want to get a water. So I'm going to talk a little bit about 75 hard too, because there's some takeaways. I had a really meaningful conversation with my friend on our 4.5 hour drive to and from Savannah. So we're going to talk about that too, because it does obviously connect to the idea of mental toughness. That's what that whole program is about. So we're going to talk about that. Good morning. How are you? Is there any way that I can get a cup for water?
Yes, you have to ask the register.
Okay. Hi, good morning. I just want to get a little water. Look how cute. Okay, that's adorable. This looks very summery though. $80. What is going on? Oh, these are cute. These are like silicone cups. These are nice. Let's see. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. Just a little parched, guys. Oh no. Sorry, it's hard to do with the gimbal, so bear with me. Okay. Look at these ears. These are all the DVC stuff. That's really cute. $36.99. Jeez. Really, really cute. And look at these towels. New arrivals. Wow. Super cute. Oh, wait a minute. That's really cute. I love that color. Wow. Super cute. Okay. Okay. We're exiting. Anything over here? Kuna Matata. Wow. Wow. Ooh, I should get these and work out in them. Unleash my inner animal. It's nice that they have bathing suits here in case you forgot. Look at this little, oh my God. Precious. Yes, pass holder discounts, that's important to note as well. Love the ornaments and keychains and pins. That's really cute. I love that tree. That's adorable. All right. So, not really seeing any Christmas decorations, but obviously we have the holiday merch. So, let's see. Let's go outside. We got some of whatever these birds are over here. I forgot the name. Oh, East African crowned crane. They're over there. There they are. It's hard to see, but they're bopping around. Bopping around in the background. Oh, there's actually a couple of them. There's some over here too. I know it's kind of hard to see. They're a little far away, but cute. Oh, here's one a little bit closer. There we go. They're big. They're big birds. Hey, Disney Daddy-O. Good morning, everyone. Have a great week. You too. Captain Kirk says we are headed over Thanksgiving weekend with a large group to Hotel Hop for Christmas decorations. Love it. Lynette is working on her one word. Lynette, did you happen to buy the book, One Word? I forgot. I don't remember if you did. You said you did or not. Love the headdress. Big fan of the headdress. There's so many of them out, just hanging out this morning. Seeing a lot of animals. So excited about that. Love it. Yeah. Let's see if there's any over here. Okay, Lynette, beautiful, love it. Yep, so we're gonna talk about one word, and that's gonna be on a December stream. You will know about it, absolutely, especially if you have the bell turned on for all notifications. One word, super important. I do it every year. I think I've done it for 10 plus years, quite honestly. You pick a word for the entire year. It's not a resolution, it's just a focus word for the year, and it really helps to keep you grounded throughout the year. It's a word that I literally look at every single day because I have a picture of it on my wall. I think about it throughout the entire day, and it helps me to remain focused on a certain mindset, way of being, goal, whatever. And I will say that it's my beacon of light throughout the year. So this year, my one word is peace. And it's really changed my perception of how people create peace and what it really means. So it helped me kind of redefine that. I thought like, oh, this will be my one word and I'll just seek things out that are peaceful. No, no, no. You are put in situations where you need to create your own peace, okay? And I have learned that the hard way this year. So it definitely is a way to help you grow and learn, and that's like literally why we're here, is to change and evolve over time. So love my word of the year for this year. Very excited to share my word of the year for next year. Pretty sure I have it locked in, but I'm gonna read the book again. I read it every single year. It helps me to refocus. I know obviously what it's about, the concepts and everything, but reading the book, asking myself the questions that they write in there, really helps me to narrow down and get more specific about the life that I want to live for that next year. So if you don't have the book, it's on Amazon. It's called One Word, or I think it's called One Word That'll Change Your Life, something like that, but it's red and white, and I love it. It's super short. It's like 70 pages. You can read it in 30 minutes and be done. But again, it helps you to be intentional about how you want to proceed with the next year coming up. So very excited to talk all about One Word with you guys. And my friend Kaylee will be on that stream as well. Hopefully. I mean, she has a very busy schedule, but she said she wants to be there for that. But anyway, we were talking in the car all about One Word. She was putting into ChatGPT, like, this is my one word for this year. This is the like mindset I want to have for 2026. What are some recommendations? I think she narrowed down her one word, but I was pretty locked in on mine. I think running, also the half marathon, kind of brought me some clarity. Running always does that for me. But yeah, so she has her one word. We're going to talk all about it in different ways in which we implement our one word throughout the year. So it'll be a great stream. You don't want to miss it. So make sure you're subscribed, and turn on the bell. Oh, we have a demonic, sorry to say it, but I am not a fan of ostriches. And there's one in the distance. I just don't like them. They freak me out. So I don't know if you could see, but he's way off back there. Thank goodness. Not in our line of sight. But yes, talking about 75 hard. So my friend asked me, what was like one book that like was life-changing to you? And I talked about, and I definitely talked about it on this stream before, the book called Winning by Tim Grover. Absolute game changer, changed my life, because I read that book during 75 Hard, and I really think that that helped to propel me through that program and reframed my mindset for that. Now, I don't know if I read that book outside of the program, if I would have had the same effect on my life, but because it is a little harsh. And if you're not in the right mindset to be open to that type of in your face, like very blunt, kind of like kicks you in the butt, shakes you to the core type of writing, I don't know, it might not have the same effect. But for me, I needed it in that moment. I needed it during that process of 75 Hard to motivate me, to push me to move forward. So because of that process, I stopped drinking alcohol after doing 75 Hard twice, and then realizing like alcohol is just like not working for me. It's not something that I want to incorporate in my life moving forward. It is holding me back. I would say that was all attributed to that particular book and that program. So anyway, we started, this is a long tangent, but all that to say, I think I'm going to be doing 75 Hard again in January, just because it is a nice way to refocus, reset, regroup, like recharge your year. I think I'm going to start it out with my new one word. It's going to be great. So I'm really excited about that. Obviously, I'll be talking about it on the stream. So be sure to be subscribed for that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new to the channel and you're like, what is 75 hard? I did a whole video on it. You can go back and look at my videos, and I talk all about what 75 hard did for me, and some of my friends did it as well. So you'll see their information as well. So it's kind of interesting. WW Streamfinder says the fear of ostriches is known as ratatophobia. Had to look it up. Sorry, Lauren. No worries. Hey, my mom's here. Good morning. But yeah, so all of that rambling to say, that's why I'm not sure about this book, Do Hard Things, because I feel like I do have a good foundation on, you know, mindset, mental toughness, all that, but it is a good reminder, and I do like to share information with you guys. So we'll see. Again, work in progress. It's okay to pivot. And if something's not working for you, it's okay to change that. Captain Kirk, good morning, WW Streamfinder, Mark Mueller, and Lauren's mom. I love that. That's great. All right, back to the book, because that was a tangent. All right, so we talked about disassociation. Again, as if your mind hits the eject button to get you to go through the experience. And this can be separated into 3 separate categories. He talks about amnesia, depersonalization, which is basically feeling detached from yourself, and derealization, which is being detached from your surroundings. So that disassociation can be kind of divided into those 3 things. And it's obviously an extreme involuntary coping strategy for survival. We've talked about it on previous streams. Your ego is trying to keep you alive. Your ego is trying to protect you, but we are not living in the time of like hunters and gatherers. We have publics, we have homes, hopefully, and we have people in our lives that cook for us. So we are not living every day in fight or flight for the most part, right? So where I'm trying to go with this is your brain now has to do something else with this energy, right? So it's trying to protect us from like the fear of failure, fear of embarrassment. We want to always look good, right? So that's where our ego is going to protect us in those ways. And your brain is doing all of these other things again as a coping mechanism to save you, right? So just understanding that, I think, it's a big thing to take note of, right? And understanding how our brain works and why it does the things that it does. And then you can move forward and make adjustments where you need to. All right, let's go see if we can find some other animals in a different part of the resort. Sanaa, like one of my favorite places to eat on property. Spot the hidden Mickey. If you haven't eaten here, I would just ask yourself why, and then also book a reservation, because amazing food. Get the bread service, but also come back for, I would say get bread service during lunch and then come back for dinner and get like a nice little meal, because it's so tasty. I'm really, again, gonna say it, I'm shocked that we don't have any Christmas decor out, but it still just looks fantastic. Look at this lobby. Are you kidding me? Well, let's take a look at this breakfast menu here. We got the Eggs Benedict. We have the Breakfast Power Bowl, which is like, what's going on the other side of that bowl? Like, fill it up. We're missing something there. The Bounty Platter. The Banana Bread French Toast. Oh my God. Sanaa Breakfast Sandwich. The Short Rib Hash. Okay, sign me up. And the Avocado Toast. Wow. Getting hungry. Okay. Let's head over to the pool. And I just realized we didn't see the flamingos at Jumbo. I really dropped the ball. I love to see the flamingos. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, Captain Kirk? I am hungry too. What am I doing? Good morning. Good, how are you? All right. So also going back to like the Navy SEALs, right? And the training that they do there. It's interesting because they don't really talk about this. I feel like this is something that people don't know about, but they do have like a classroom training first, where they basically educate you first before putting you into like these harrowing situations, right? They give you everything that you need to know, education-wise, and then they put you to the test, basically. So they teach you the skills to handle the stress first, and they call this like stress inoculation, basically, is like, it's like a vaccine they're giving you. You don't want it to be so powerful that you overwhelm the system. So that's why they educate you first. Like, these are all the tools, now implement them, right? So these are things that we don't think of when we think of like, people coaching in sports or parenting or just people in like leadership positions and that want to like quote unquote toughen up their groups that they have. I don't want to say like subordinates because that's not nice, but like the groups that they're leading, right? Look at this power washing, but we don't hear it. I love it. So things to just think about. Okay, anything fun here happening? Arts and crafts, campfire. Oh God, my legs. Bingo in the library, that's fun. Oh, look, you can make this African mosaic, super cute. Obviously it's for money. Gotta pay for it. Oh, and they're starting to play like Christmas movies. Santa Claus 3, The Muppet Christmas Carol. They're sprinkling those in, that's nice. Beautiful. All right, let's keep walking. I feel like I'm going into the jungle. Love it. Captain Kirk, Pop-Tarts. After seeing that breakfast spread, I just feel like you should have some womp, womp, womp playing in the background, right? Pop-Tart. Side by side, the Eggs Benedict that we just saw on that short rib hash. I don't know. But you enjoy that Pop-Tart. And you'll be back here soon enough, right? You're coming back Thanksgiving weekend. Are you planning on staying at a resort or are you just doing a day trip? Oh my. It's the squirrels again. They freak me out. All right, let's see what kind of animals we have over here. There's usually some animals on this side of the resort, which I enjoy. I love that. WW Stream Finder. It's a state of mind. That Pop-Tart is going to be the best ever. ... Okay, I really pumped it up, but it looks like we just have some birds here. Let's see. Those are the same birds as before with the little headdress thing they got going on. Oh, all right. Let's see if any others pop over to say hi. But we are nearing the end of the year. I cannot believe we're almost in the middle of November already. We have like a month and a half left. That's kind of crazy. And I know that this time of year is a little wild, right? With all the holidays coming up. Captain Kirk, pictures with Santa at Springs and Swan. Nice. Love it, love it. Staying on property, beautiful. So that's why I want to take a minute and talk about my 90-day transformation program that by the end of this month, I am going to close out. So if you are even considering or thinking about or unsure of jumping on this bandwagon, this is your sign right here. You definitely want to do it. You're getting 3 months of personalized coaching experience designed to reset your mindset, refocus your priorities, and build a life that actually feels aligned with who you are. And it's a great way to jumpstart your new year, okay? Especially, and I tell people this all the time, in the busiest time of your life is really when you should start making changes and prioritize things. I was talking to my friend about it yesterday, and we were talking about how, like, when it's super busy, that is when you should be doing things to basically carve out time for you and your mental health, right? Things for your growth. Because if you are giving to other people and you're not making time for yourself, that's where you're going to burn out, honestly. So this is your opportunity to grab the bull by the horns and really just lock in on what you want to do and where you want to see yourself in 2026. You're going to get real coaching, real accountability, and real transformation. Okay? You'll walk away with unshakable clarity about what you want and don't want in your life. And you'll have the confidence to make bold decisions. I am so excited that I only honestly have one spot left in this program, because I am really devoting my time to the people that have already jumped on board with this transformation program. And I think it's super important that we focus on doing things for ourselves so that we can do things for others. If you're pouring from an empty cup, like, you're not going to get anywhere. And I find when you invest in something, right, just like thinking about working out, right? If you have a free gym in your home, in your complex, you're less likely to go to the gym. But if you're paying, for a membership, you're going to show up to that gym. It's going to be something that you're investing in, right? And your focus is going to be there. So if you're somebody that's like considering, I don't know, I kind of want to do it, I'm on the fence, fill out an interest form. It's in the description below. It's also linked in the chat, so you can check that out. It doesn't mean that you're signing up right now, but we can chat about, some options that are right for you. So if you're interested, please check that out. Like I said, I'm going to close it out at the end of November because I really want to focus on starting a new program in January. So just be on the lookout for that. Yes, Lynette says, I just reminded my daughter to find time for herself. She works too hard. Yeah, we all do. We all have things going on in our lives, right? We're all busy. We all have stories, but you need to carve out time for you to have that like mental downtime. I was talking to my friend and she was saying how like she doesn't have a single moment to herself during work. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing during lunch, right? And she's like, oh, I feel obligated to go out with my coworkers for lunch or sit with them. And she's like, and then we just talk about work. And I'm like, that is very draining. Like, tell them, no, sorry, like, I need to, make up an excuse. I need to call the doctor, make an appointment. I have to call my mom, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, but just go off by yourself and just have a moment, because we all need just a moment in our day to recalibrate, regroup, right? So if you're not carving out that time for yourself, whether it's before work, after work, during work, right, we're going to burn out. So on top of all the things that I've discussed with you guys on live streams, doing this coaching program, I'm going to tailor things to your life, right? I'm just speaking about the things that go on in my life. I'm talking to you. It's a very one-sided conversation right now. But if you want more of this, but you want it more personalized, now is the time to jump on and get involved with this program, because by the time 2026 rolls around, you're going to be a different human. And I love giving people that gift. So think about it, fill out the interest form, let me know, we'll chat about it and pick out, the program that's right for you. And that's that. I love this resort so much. And that's why I love Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is my favorite park, because every time you go, you can see something totally different. The animals are unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get. Even with like the plant life, plants look different. They're growing in, they're, blooming. Flowers are popping up here and there. It's just like, how can you be miserable in Animal Kingdom? I don't know. But it's never happened to me before. Truly. But although it is a little chilly, hey, we still got some moisture in the air. Okay, it's actually not too bad, but yeah, the expansion is happening, right? We're getting that humidity still. So, Orlando, it's a little chill, it's a little crisp, but we got a little moisture still happening. I really want to acknowledge all of you for being here this morning on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you've taken something away from something that I've said, all the ramblings that I've had this morning. I feel like I've gone on tangent after tangent, but hopefully you've taken something away from that, or you just feel good. You just got some positive vibes from the stream, or maybe something that was said in the chat, whatever. I'm just here to hopefully give you something that now you're going to take with you for the rest of the day or the week. All right? I appreciate you. If you haven't already hit that like button and just boosted karma, I think you should do that. Hit that like button. Consider subscribing, maybe even become a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/learningwithlaw or learningwithlaw.com. Check out the level that's right for you. You can also be a member on YouTube as well. But I encourage you, check out the Patreon. I love all my Patreons. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting me throughout 2025. We're almost done with this year. It's almost a wrap. That's insane. It flew by. Lots of things happened this year. But you know what? We're all still standing here. My friend, the whole weekend, kept playing Elton John. I'm still standing because she didn't train for the half, but she did amazing. So proud of her. But yeah, we're all still standing after this crazy year. So pat yourself on the back. You're here. You did all of that. And you're stronger because of it. So yeah, hell yeah. Let's see. Lynette, thank you. You're so sweet. Yes, I agree, Captain Kirk. DAC is one of the most immersive parks. Absolutely. Christina, anytime. I'm always sending you positive vibes. Good luck on your interview. I can't wait to hear about it. I know you're going to do amazing. Mark Mueller. Thank you, Lauren. Your walk and talks are a part of my mental breaks from crazy life. I am so glad that I can provide that for you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Mom, for hanging out. Captain Kirk, you're amazing. Can't wait to hear about your little Thanksgiving Christmas crawl. I love it. But I appreciate all of you for being here. Remember, you're meant to be here, okay? Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Think about that throughout your day. Everything happens for a reason. It brought you to this moment. And just think, what am I learning from this moment? Ugh, gorge. I don't want to leave you all yet because, honestly, look at this site. But yeah, start thinking about your one word for 2026. What's going to be your beacon of light? What's going to be your guiding force? Something that you're going to fall back on. Some of my words for the year, I think my first word that I ever did was balance. I also had, so balance, thrive, yes, create, strong. What else did I have? Peace is this year for me. Intention was last year. I got to make a list of all of them. But yeah, super excited to reveal my one word for 2026. All right. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Let's get this in the background here. Gorge. You can also, I'm going to be posting more about my trip to Savannah this weekend. So if you're not already following me on social media, Instagram, learningwithlaw55. Again, Patreon is learningwithlaw.com or patreon.com/learningwithlaw. And that's it. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. Go and spread some positive vibes today and this week. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you next Monday. I don't know where, so if you want to leave a comment down below and let me know which resort you'd like to see me go live from, please do. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.